Good day, everybody. Good day. Finn Bear, salute, salute, salute. Happy faces all day, man. Alan May. Top of the day to you. Good morning. Godfather J6. What's up? What's up? What's up, people? What's going on? What y'all doing? Hopefully you're enjoying the day and you're in good health, you know, overall. Overall well. Not gonna take too much of your time. Not gonna be on too long today, but seems like I was inspired. I was inspired to talk about some things regarding minimizing like ignorance in this setting that we're in with regards to crypto and DeFi and all the moving parts. There's a lot to this. There's a lot. There's a lot. And you have to, I think it's important to remember what got us here. Because if we don't take note of what led us here, we're going to be doomed to repeat situations that may lead up to making the same mistakes over and over and over again. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take the time out to inform you all that later on this today, if you have the time, I'm gonna participate in another stream with Wales only. I'm gonna try my best to be a part of that. I don't often stream with different guys, but I do when I get a chance. And so later on today, when Wells goes on, I'm more than likely I'm gonna be available. We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. There's a lot going on outside. And I mean that in every sense of the word, internally and externally. We can't lose sight as to like what's important. You know what I mean? Like with this crypto stuff, we can't lose sight. Tin tops in the building, tin tops in everyone's, DeFi, crypto, Hex, Pulse Chain, Pulse X Stream. Salute to Tin Top and all the viewers here. You said double dose day. Yeah, man. Double dose. I'm going to save what I'm going to talk about for that stream. You know what I mean? Because there's some things I need to share. You know what I mean? Um, it's nothing out of the blue or out of the ordinary, but it's just some weird activities. It's crazy when all some of us are just trying to do is present information that can be useful, that people can use or dismiss. because we have the freedom to do that. And freedom costs. Freedom costs. But we have the free will to exercise our judgment. Hopefully it's in a better judgment than poor judgment, to utilize the information however we see fit. And some of the information that we share, people don't like. And when I say we, I'm talking about folks that have just been sort of keeping true to what crypto is really all about. When these things that have been a part of history, that have historically worked, and we try to consistently highlight these things, the support weakens, right? It's like it loses its strength over time. And that's what I've been seeing. In 2 months is going to be the end of this year. 23 is going to go, and we're going to enter a new year, right? The top of next year will be 3 years since I've been studying Hex and appreciating this ecosystem for what it is. I've seen so many changes, which shouldn't be a mystery. That's not necessarily a negative either. But it's the mindset of people who, I thought believed in everything that got us to where we are today, in a sense. But folks are now just highlighting negative 99%. Hex, low, as if it's just Hex that's low. It's the bear market. The market is low. This is a bear sentiment overall. But then you have these ideas from people and micro opportunities that present themselves, and they don't disappear. What I mean by micro opportunities, I'm talking about different things and strategies and coins and projects that people launch and folks ape in. They get a little bit of success, which is great, meaning like they have returns or even achieve multiples on those micro opportunities and coins and projects, and sort of dismiss everything else that dealing with this community, like what sort of like the building blocks. They dismiss, like if you talk about staking 5555, that's a meme. That's a joke. It's not really encouraged anymore or even talked about anymore. And if it is, it's just the voice has just gotten a lot smaller and smaller and smaller. The sound has been drowned out with all this other noise stemming from micro opportunities, stemming from whatever immediate gratification strategies that folks have just like conjured up. The tides have turned, and people and their direction and decision making has turned to, let me get a quick bag today and forget about tomorrow. And I'm talking about like the culture within this community. And a lot of it is being justified. Go trade. Meanwhile, we understand from a general perspective that trading often yields losses, but now it's about No, no, no. Go leverage trade. Not only trade, but leverage. Do that. Divide your economic energy, divide your money into a million different coins and pray that one of them hits. Like you're engaging in some kind of casino game, slot machine situation. You're walking into bodegas or convenience stores and buying scratch off lottery tickets or scratch off, right? Gambling, lucky sevens, lucky eights, crazy eights. Let me scratch. Use the, take a nickel or a dime and scratch. See if I hit today. Like this is the sentiment. And the idea is you want to bring more attention. You're trying to recruit, you're trying to pull, you're trying to draw, you're trying to attract other eyes because it's masked. Those strategies are masked with the objective of onboarding. Onboarding. That's the out. That's the justification to onboard. Never mind everything else that kept people informed and educated about the do's and don'ts in crypto in general. Like, forget about all that. Forget about being a long term thinker, long term player, long term investor. Mm-mm. It's not really celebrated enough. Right now, it's about create all this distraction to onboard. Create all this distraction to onboard. 100%. 100%. I find it amazing. I find it amazing. Again, like I said, what I'm really, really gonna speak about will be on Whale's next stream. Whales only. Next stream. Because at some point, you I'm the type of person I'd rather stand for something. I'd rather stand for something. It's not I can't even shake that out of me. I can't even pretend. Right? I can't even ignore. Like I'd rather stand for something. Stand for truth. And not even necessarily my truth, but it's just truth that is universal, that applies to everything that we got going on here. Whether we like certain things or not, I'd rather stand on certain truths that are just applicable all across the board than to live on my knees. And you have people who easily are easily swayed. Wherever the wind blows, they go. I remember again in the Twitter spaces, people don't like that the number one wallet sacrificer for Pulse Chain and I believe for Pulse X, the Overwatch guy. A lot of people don't like him. I don't know him. It doesn't make any difference to me. But I remember when he said in the spaces, it wasn't in the spaces. I forget, I don't know. But I remember when he said that most people are not going to, when Pulse Chain launches, I remember when he said this, when Pulse Chain launches, most people will not see 1,000x, 10,000x, 11,000x. They won't. And that kind of, when you hear someone say these things, and meanwhile, this was in the beginning stages of Pulse Chain Sacrifice, where the market overall was still euphoric because we were still in a bull market. This was back in 2021. I think he did make that statement in the top of 2022, which was when the bull market was waning, it was fading, and we were entering the bear, which we're in now. But it was around that time period where sacrifice for Pulse Chain was occurring, et cetera, et cetera. I think it was 21. At least the end of the summer into the fall of 21. When he made that statement and said most people will not see thousands and thousands of X's because they just will rug themselves out of the game. And again, like I said, when I heard that, it's like, wow, this guy is telling you something, and it's almost like you feel like you want to prove him wrong, right? If you in this and you understand what this is all about, you're like, nah, that's not gonna be me, and that's not gonna be, folks were kind of giving him pushback and blah 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 and all this stuff. Yo, he's making a good point, and it seems like he's right now. He's right. I mean, granted, he was talking about in 2 years after Pulse Chain, people are not going to see it. We're not even 6 months into this, and you've seen all kinds of weird stuff taking place. Like, folks just like, the price charts reflect the overall sentiment. And most people really don't know about what's going on in this space. Most people really don't know. So you could say, yeah, it's because of lack of awareness. But again, the bear market overall, the markets are generally down overall, with a few, some, a little bit of outliers here and there. But for the general sense, on a general level, it's what it is. We're not in a bull market yet. But I could see what he means when he said that most people are not going to see 5,000, 10,000, 11,000, 14,000 X. What's up, FOMO? And I see why. I could understand why. And when you know this, and you learn that the people who succeed the most in crypto are founders, folks who hold or hodl, people who own exchanges. And I'm going to add the fourth one, because the fourth one is something that is super truthful. And it is the truth. Those who are extremely close to the founders also have a very high chance to succeed. Now, when you have those, 4 examples or 4 strategies that are present, that you understand, okay, if you do any one of these or all of these things, you might do very well in crypto. And that just goes out the window. It's like, nah, nobody's doing that. People don't want to do that. It's just, it just, that doesn't even work. Like folks justify dividing their attention in a million different ways, and they think that other things, doing those other strategies, are going to outperform being a founder, being a hodler, being an owner of an exchange, and being close to founders. They think that everything else is going to outperform those things. Everything else outside of being a hodler, they think that leverage trading is going to, right, outperform founders. And history has shown otherwise. You could be the greatest trader, but can everybody do the same thing that you're doing? No. Does everyone has the same chance of succeeding in leverage trade? Like you, who's the great trader, where your record is like 98% wins, 10% losses. You think anybody else can really achieve those same stats? As far as like in mass, millions of people doing that? No, no, no. But we need folks to contribute in every way. We need traders. We need scammers even. We need scammers. They're not going anywhere. The scammers show you what you don't want to become and what not to do. The scammers teach you the do's and don'ts. More than folks who just trying to educate you. More than folks that are trying to inform and teach. That's what scammers do. The scammers help you learn hard lessons through experiencing pain and loss and being hurt from being wrecked. So we need everybody. We need everybody. Good, bad, ugly, different, blah, blah, blah. But when you want to increase your chances of being successful in this market, especially if you've been around for over 5 years, 10 years, you've been around, and you see what history has shown historically, these are the things, the reasons, and these are how people succeed over the long run. And it's not just about getting rich overnight, but just, preserving your wealth. That's now drowned out. Those things are drowned out. People don't care about that anymore. It's about, let me create like Shinnin token so I can onboard people to a pulse chain. Like it's again, folks, I'm gonna later on, Olofi willing, I will be on another stream later on today with Wells Only. And I'm gonna talk my talk. So whenever that stream is, be on the lookout for it. I'm gonna talk my talk. It won't, you know how I do over here. It's gonna be like that over there, but I'm gonna bring up some things over there. Bring up some things over there about some specific examples of the lunacy that people are exhibiting and speaking as if they're telling the world the truth. And what's weird, because each day that passes by, we're closer and closer to the next bull run. We're just closer to the next bull run, right? So instead of engendering some type of forward thinking, and in the meantime, while you're thinking forward, you're also preparing today so that you will be ready for the next bull run. Like seriously, Folks are just, oh no, look at this, look at that, look at this, look at this, look at that, look at that, taking your eye away from your prize. Long term, I said this 2 years ago. When Pulse Chain launches, or get ready for people to come out of the woodwork, out of the clear blue sky, out of thin air, to get you to relinquish what you have and to give to them and give you nothing back on purpose. It's happened, and it continues to happen. And when you bring these things up, it's not about negativity. Like, this is the thing that's weird about all this stuff. Is reality. It's reality. But people rather, certain issues are too heavy for individuals to deal with. They rather not deal with truth because it hurts. And I get it. I get it. But for me, for example, when I talk and I'm speaking about certain things, like I always said for years, like, I want to be responsible with what I'm saying. I want to at least be mindful of what I'm talking about, because you never know who's listening. You want to at least have that respect for yourself and for your viewer when you're thinking about the message you're delivering, because it will have an impact. Somebody, if they decide to do something that you said and they end up getting hurt, that's an impact. That's an impact. It's a consequence from listening to some nobody like me talking on a device on online. And taking no accountability. No, I'm not that type of person. I'm this just me. It's just me, because I've heard and I've seen over the years, people they turn on a device, they want to build up their popularity, they want to do streams and blogs and pitch all kinds of ideas for you to buy into whatever they're selling, whether it's courses or you sponsoring them or membership. Everything is about money. Everybody trying to take your money from you, from us, and give us very little value in return, very little value back. And when you bring those things up, for example, you highlight those types of weird, bad practices, it's you being negative. It's not about negative. Because if you for somebody like me, I've been through these different cycles, right? And the cycles are powerful. Look at how powerful this bear market is. The bear market is bringing the absolute worst out of people. Folks are afraid. Folks are confused. People are angry. People are everything. All kinds of mixed emotions. In the bear market, that's how powerful, polarizing this market is. And when the bull comes, it's the same thing. Extremely, extremely polarizing. And it could also bring some anger, believe it or not, because you're gonna be pissed when you see certain things go up and you were in the market at the time where you could have acquired whatever you seen going up. You could have acquired at so much cheaper price during the bear, and you can't even remember what you were doing to cause you not to get in the market. And you be angry that you're missing so many green candles. You see what I mean? Like, these things bring so much psychological turmoil and rift and challenges and emotional ups and downs and roller coasters that people just don't prepare themselves. They don't understand this. They just think about now. They just in the present. They don't think and respect the history They don't respect the past. They don't barely respect their present, and are not prepared for the future. They're just not. And when you bring these things up, it's like nobody want to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that. They want to hear about what's your take on the next token that's coming out, and it's blah blah blah, and it has very little use case of any sort. It's just brand new. What's the next brand new thing? Brand new this, brand new that. Forget about giving yourself a chance to be successful using something that is less risky than something else, than many other, less risky than most. Because if you want to keep it real, as far as meme coins, for example, everything in crypto is a meme. You could look at it that way. It's just that some of these memes have different utilizations than others. You know, Bitcoin from Bitcoin, the first meme is about to be 15 years old on January 3rd, 2024. 15-year-old meme yielded all of this. All of this. All of this. But it's what you do, with the information that counts. It's what you do with these tools. Understand that these things are tools. It's what you do. You could use them or not. You got a set of tools in front of you. You got a hammer, you got a screwdriver, you got some nails, some screws, a drill, whatever. You use what you need to get to help you build or take apart whatever you have to do. Or leave it all alone and go somewhere else and, live life. But like the absence of critical thinking in this whole thing right here, everything is just like emotion driven. Because you're dealing with people. All these markets, the sentimentality, feelings, and all that, like these blockchains, these coins don't care about our feelings. The code doesn't care about what a human being is feeling right now. My goodness. You think me streaming is affecting how the operations of all these blockchains and tokens and things are working? No. It just works the way it was created and developed to work, according to whatever formulaic expressions that people use to when they're coding. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, 100%. Alan, that's a powerful statement. Observation is true. Like, folks have to experience their own version of 2022. They have to experience their own version of BlockFi, Celsius, 3 Arrows Capital, Voyager, Luna, Terra, all these things that they have to experience it, and that's just the larger stuff, right? FTX and all, that's just the larger stuff. We're not even talking about like the minuscule bottom of the barrel level rug pulls that folks have always experienced consistently. You're looking at, for example, a couple days ago, this token CIA It's a meme. Don't take it serious. Like, it's just what it is. But the red candle was ridiculous. This is regular though. This is regular. This is crypto. This is what happens. But CIA represents, a million other micro opportunities that people latch onto to see if they could hit. To see, man, let's pick red. Let me pick black. At least it's 50-50, whatever, whatever. But with these things, you got 5,000 different choices, for example. Come on, man. What are the odds of you really hitting, really experiencing putting $100 and seeing something like a $400,000 return? Anomalies. These are outliers. It's not something that's regular. We know things like memes, they fly. This is what they've done. This is what history has shown. And that's why people have to respect it. But we also have to understand this is not something that everybody can just participate in, and this is something that's going to happen for everyone all of the time. You have folks, like, people don't understand the basics with all this stuff, man. When you're trading, someone's buying. When you're winning, someone's losing. What side of the fence do y'all want to be on? You know what I mean? Like, what side of the fence do you want to be on? You want to have enough information to use to prepare yourself properly, or you just want to just go willy-nilly and just pick something and then it's a wrap? Whatever happens, let the chips fall where they may. That's just bizarre. It's just bizarre. And that's the sentiment now. But they're attaching, people are just attaching, doing 100 different things, then talking about staking long term, mining, blah, blah, blah. Because in my opinion, I think the animosity, the dislike, the disdain for RH is extremely prevalent. It's obvious that people within the community, forget about the world. We understand the world don't even know, and many in the world don't even care, never even cared about what this guy had to say, had to even provide and show the world. It's just what it is. And you got in the community, folks are just like turncoat, call them traders, or whatever you want to call them, just non-believers, fake everything. And we you always have to deal with the good and bad. Like, I understand the need, like, to expand, to grow, and this is what's going to happen. It's going to happen organically. Sometimes, like, you can't just force the day to come quicker than when it's going to unfold and come. Like, there's certain things that are just out of our hands, man. I can't make time move any quicker. If I did, it's because I suffer from some type of whatever mental disturbance. If I thought I can control the blood flowing through my veins, you know what I mean? Like, the rate that it flows and all these involuntary activities that our bodies go through. Like, it's the same with some of these things, and let things unfold the way they're supposed to. Because if this is as good as we say it is, if this is as good as we say it is, do you not believe for a second that it's going to catch on? Whatever energy you put out will not only catch on, but you'll get back in return. If we believe that what we're a part of right here, Hex, Pulse Chain, PulseX, these things are good, other people will see it and feel it and want to be a part of it too, naturally, organically. But people just, I don't know, human beings, you just can't keep still. You want to do things in haste, and you want to, quote unquote, speed up some type of process. Like, who you racing against? It's like you're racing against yourself, because you can't race against time with this whole thing. You found a way to capture some type of formula on a blockchain, so that while we continuously live our lives at a certain moment in our travels, in our daily lives, 00 UTC, you doing something with this code, you letting this code work for you, 00 UTC, You're just receiving a reward. This is how the code works. You receive a reward every day during your moments of living within time when you traverse in this life continuum. Like, what people are just like, oh no, we gotta let other people know and this and that. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that. But like I've said, from doing it, from actually doing the work on my own time, people are not trying to hear anything about these markets right now per se, because the prices are just atrocious. They're disgusting. So what's this all about? Racing and get, oh, try to do this, try to do that. You know, people literally go after things when everything is going up. I've seen it in 2017 with my own eyes. I've seen it. When Bitcoin was $900, I took advantage. Boom, early 2017, right? Early 2017. I'm talking to people about it. I'm like, yo, this is crazy right here, man. Did you know about some BTC? You know about some Bitcoin? I'm learning. As we're going along, I'm just learning, growing, trying to study this whole thing. Beginning of 2017, 900, $1,000. Then it started inching up, inching up, inching up. But in the beginning, when I'm asking people, man, you think it's bad now? Back then, it was even worse. People didn't want nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with what they couldn't understand. Bitcoin, what? What are you talking? What's this Bitcoin? You know what? What was this? What's crypto? What's that? They just thought it was just something completely sinister. Completely sinister. Then you had the springtime. Then you entered the summertime. It's all 2017, where the price of Bitcoin started inching up. Went from 1,000, 1,500 to 2,000 per Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. You know, and then you're hitting the fall, right? And the numbers are going up. Yo, there was one point, 2017. I think it was December, the middle of December. The middle of December, this thing was jumping. Prices was jumping. Like, you looking at the device, you looking at the chart real time. You could pick a day. That thing's going from 11K to 11 5, 12K by the end of the day. The next day, 12.5, 13.1. Like, you're like, yo. And that's when it started catching the attention, the fire. Not when it was 900. Not when it was 9. Not when it was 1,000. But it started catching the interest of people when everything was going up. So it's true when they say people love chasing green candles, when you should be looking at things from a different perspective, from an opposite perspective. This is why I say, like, even both markets are they're powerful, bear and bull, powerful, and they could yield the same kind of emotions. You would think that in a bull market, people would be happy and excited and euphoric, and that's very well true. But there's also moments in the bull where you experience extreme disappointment, extreme anger too. Especially if you've been in the bear and you enter in the bull, because you see, man, you just lived through this whole thing and you missed out. You didn't buy when everything was low. Now you chasing green candles. The same energy you could have placed when the thing was low, you start to formulate and fantasize and do the math, write down on paper on how high you would have been up during the bull. So you got to be careful with all this, man. This is a long accumulation year. I hear you, man. Wow. It's talk about sacrifice, right? Talk about sacrifice, man. Wow. Wow, Tintop. Mm, mm, mm. See, that's serious. That's conviction right there. That's conviction. And many people will look at that and think we're crazy. Many people will see that and say, wow, why you sacrificing holiday? You sacrificing this? it's just beans and rice and maybe a little beverage. That's what you're going through. Why are you putting yourself through that? Yo, folks don't understand. And then that's a strategy that you know is working for you. But other people will look at that and be like, "Oh, you crazy? You know, why are you staking 555? Oh, I know why you mad because the coin is down 99%." No, 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 no. Had nothing to do with that. Has nothing to do with that. But people want to, I'm gonna get on Whales Only stream later on today, and I'm gonna talk some real stuff. Go make sure you got your notifications. Look out for that next stream. Well drops on later on today, and I'm gonna be over there, folks. And I'm gonna talk some stuff, man. I'm gonna save for what I was gonna say. I'm gonna save it for that stream, yo. I'm gonna save it for that stream. 100%, man. Beans and rice, comfort food for real, man. For real, you know. Thank you, brother. Keep your eye on your prize, man. For real, man. Stay committed. Stay committed. Tin Top said, "What's up to FOMO?" Buffalo Heart, what's up? What's up, man? All good vibes. Tin Top said, "What's up to Buffalo Heart?" Shiny. Yeah, they like Shiny too. Yeah, for sure. War Ants, how are you? Good to see you. War Ants. Ernie Savage in the building. Oh, yeah. 22 was destructive for sure. 22 was destructive. Squid Game. See? See? Yeah. Crazy. I didn't even know there was a Squid Game, bro. But look, if it look, ever since I tried to, ever since I tried to um, eliminate distraction, things have just been a lot better overall. Yes, I did. Yes, I did get the shirt. Yes, War Ass with the shirts is fire, man. It's fire. It fits in everything too, man. War Ants, keep doing what you're doing, man. Shout out to War Ants. You know, he said for real, bro. Ever since I got into the thing, I just been like, I got into just focusing on what matters and just sticking to a strategy. It's just what it is. Because for me, I can't divide myself in so many different directions. A dog has four legs but walks one path, right? I got to focus on what matters, prioritize, and keep it moving that way. And that's it. You know, people could come up with their strategies all they want. People could come up with strategies all they want. But when it gets crazy is when people do things from a nefarious perspective. But that's what we're gonna talk about later on. I'm not gonna drop that here, right? Yeah, I didn't know about Squid Games. I didn't know about Squid Games, man. I might have heard, but when you focus on uh, last year, it was all about anticipating, having no expectations, right? To anticipate having no expectations to be given an airdrop for sacrificing for freedom of speech and movement. You know what I mean? And that's what kept me sane in a way, where not worry about foolishness, not worry about foolishness, not worry about Dodeca projects like that, not worry about some Zen token. Like it just kept me sane in that sense. And like I was chilling. I'm still chilling. I'm each day that passes by, from learning and respecting how these things work, I'm like the T-share rate. I'm more bullish today than I was yesterday. It's just what it is. I respect how that thing even works and what it's done. Like, folks, my goodness, man. People want to drown out delayed gratification with instant gratification. You know, Richard hasn't been talkative like he has in the past. Okay, but I do see tweets. Okay, like like I see tweets. The man is pushing a sort of like a campaign for people to, express their thoughts on, the regulations, the guidelines, leave comments. That there's certain days, these days are winding down. Focus on the larger, the bigger picture, right? Because he already created something to align with the bigger picture for all of us. That's why I don't get why people. Well, I do get why people want to downplay those principles. He created Hex, helps us with the now and the bigger picture. What do I mean by that? For what it looks like to me? Well, improve yourself, improve your life while you live in your life, and not worry about earning yield because you got this thing working for you on your behalf that no one can stop. You choose and decide when to use it or not. That's empowering. It's bigger picture talk. And now this thing lives on its own blockchain, its own blockchain. Sure, it first started on Ethereum and it exists there. It's fine. But it also has its own blockchain from the founder of Hex, has its own blockchain. Where, you don't have to deal with just, I guess, censorship, right? Weird issues like Ethereum is dealing with. You don't have to deal with regulatory bodies just freezing accounts. People forget about the Tornado Cash stuff that happened and how Ethereum or certain addresses were blocked or blacked out. Couldn't use anything that used Tornado Cash. It was a wrap for those users to, continue to conduct transactions or whatever. But Ethereum, we understand also is dealing with World Economic Forum and all this other stuff. You don't have to worry about that level of whatever. And then not to mention that the fees have reduced on Ethereum, but they're not like Pulse. And we'll see what the bull market brings. Maybe the fees will increase drastically. It may not have been, might do a miscalculation, but time will tell. When I mean increase drastically, I'm talking about Pulse. We don't know. But time is going to tell. But at least that's part of the bigger picture. You have a DEX to accompany Pulse Chain and Hex called PulseX. Okay. Sure, there's other competitors. Sure, it's a market. Competition is good. But you got these things, this bigger picture, long-term, burning mechanisms, all this stuff. This is not something that was launched for us to achieve overnight success in a week, in 2 weeks, a month. This is long term. This is just here for the duration. People are strange, man. People are very strange. They don't think about the big picture. If you think about the big picture now, you're the problem. You're the problem. You know? I hear you, man. But make sure, make sure there's a balance. Like I'm not saying this to you directly, Tensop, but we want to make sure that certain things are balanced too, in a sense where we're not just like living under a bench in some type of desolate area, hoping and just DCing our lives away. You know what I'm saying? We have to really enjoy life too. We have to find ways to enjoy the wonders of what this world and life and experiences are in store for us. To explore different things, to learn, to grow, to experience great things, not just be, just sort of like become enslaved to this idea of just, oh, let me just sacrifice my overall happiness, right? Even though that's subjective, right? We have to enjoy life too. You have to do good for yourself, do good for your loved ones, people you care about. It's important. Or else what's this all for? Right? That's crazy. I might have seen that if it was on a live stream that wow, $2.16 trillion market cap. Poof. Wow. Yeah. And there shouldn't be nothing wrong with that. But people see that as somewhat of a bad thing. I don't understand that, man. DJ Cryptomatic in the building. Salute to you, man. Exactly. I think it's great. I think that's great. But people don't see the value. They don't see. They just see, oh, six. What's this? It's a third of a cent. What am I getting? 0.6 cents a day. But they don't see. They don't see the cyclical nature in all this, and don't care to understand it. It's just about, let me see what XYZ token can I gamble on today heavily and hope that it gives me 100x tomorrow or later on today in a few hours. It's unreal, man. Unreal. DJ Cryptomatic salutes everybody. And John Pulse Hex says it's all about staying focused to the end. For real. That's all. Keep the faith, stay focused, and everything is gonna work out as it should. As it should. But we'll see. Folks, like I said, later on I'm gonna jump on stream with Wales, and I'm gonna really say what certain things that gotta be said. You know what I mean? But listen, man, all the best to all of y'all. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. And as always, be well and take care.